Policy Minute with the Alliance for American Leadership. First, let's jump back to February 3rd of 2025. The official White House website releases the following. At USAID, waste and abuse runs deep, which claim that, for decades, USAID has been unaccountable to taxpayers as it funnels massive sums of money to the ridiculous, and in many cases malicious, pet projects of entrenched bureaucrats with next to no oversight. By July 1st, USAID was all but entirely dismantled, predicated by the argument from that same release. Under President Trump, the waste, fraud, and abuse ends now. Yet not all might agree it did. What waste did dismantling USAID eradicate? Let's see. According to data gathered by the Pew Research Center from the official Foreign Assistance website, the spending of USAID went to what could be expected of foreign aid. The majority of funding went to economic development, humanitarian aid, and health assistance, like what USAID could have done for the current outbreak of Ebola in the DRC, like it has done in the past. These programs, in helping other nations, help us by offering stable international markets, less disease outbreak, and less global conflict. And altogether, USAID spending accounted for less than 1% of the federal budget, which is more than 30 percentage points less than public estimates for foreign aid spending. Not to mention, as of 2019, a Pew Research survey showcased that 35% of Americans wanted to increase foreign aid spending, and 33% wanted it stagnant. Likewise, there has been a strong decrease in opposition to foreign aid since 2011, so what was USAID wasting in taxpayer dollars? If it went to legitimate international causes, yes, even including the legitimate expenses listed on the White House press release, for a fraction of the federal budget with increasing support by its people, I'm not sure. But let's go back today to the war in Iran. Amid this war, the largest ever defense and security spending budget just passed in the NDAA fiscal year 2027, with an around 40% increase in the defense or war budget, when our country is already running a near $2 trillion deficit. Not to mention, the war is already costing an estimated $2 billion a day up front, while total costs are put at $37.5 billion by Hegseth and $100 billion by the internal Pentagon. And what about support for the war from the taxpayers funding it? Well, even back in March, when the war had only gone on for about a month, about 61% of Americans disapproved of Trump's handling thereof. You could argue that there is a strong partisan divide. The same Pew Research survey reports that separated only 30% of Republicans disapprove of the war to Democrats 90%. But that was March. In a recent Politico survey conducted from May to July of those who did vote for the current administration, so largely Republicans, 13% less of these people still want the Iran war to continue even if costs rise, showcasing marginally decreased support in just 2 months. And now, about 1 in 5 of these same voters say the war should end regardless of costs. So even supporters of the administration are also souring against the Iran war, and at that quite quickly. So turning back to foreign aid, how is USAID using less than 1% of the entire federal budget for economic development to promote overseas trade, health aid to prevent diseases from hurting others and reaching us, and so much more, considered a waste when it had broader and increasing bipartisan support over the war we're currently pouring billions more of our taxpayer dollars into? Yet, although the Iranian war has no broad bipartisan support and even Republican support is quickly waning, the Trump administration is funneling more of our taxpayer dollars, $440 billion to be exact, according to the Office of Management and Budget, into it. Still, the administration continuously latches on to the idea of eliminating waste. But what is a waste of our taxpayer dollars if not being used to fund a war that more than half of the country disapproves of? Now that sounds like the waste and abuse Trump said would end under him. If he cared so much about waste to dismantle USAID, why continue the war? So let's be frank. If USAID was a waste of our money, then this war and the billions pouring into the defense budget are the abusive and selfish destruction of it. That's why we, at the grassroots, bipartisan, and youth-led organization A4AL, are working to refund and revive the critical USAID programs all over the world, which help not just others, but ourselves. USAID is not waste when it could do so much on less than 1% of the budget with broad and increasing bipartisan support. And as such, as part of our 2-penny pledge, we are advocating for 2% of the budget to make USAID better than ever. See a4al.org to see how you can help support the cause today or donate to fund our mission.